Hey, this is my front door, and this lock here isn't very good. It's keyed the same. This is the deadbolt, and it's a quick set keyway, which is more unusual for New Zealand. And I've got some rockers here. I'm just going to show you. This is in the locked position, and what would it take for a low skill attack for someone to get into this? I'm just going to hold the tensioner very lightly and pulse it a little bit as I'm going to rock up and down, and it opens already. Just going to lock that back up again. So I use this one. I'm going to try a different one. I'm going to just choose a different one. Locked. Up and down, and it opens already. This is just ridiculous. I'm going to lock that back up again. Locked. I've got a broken pick here. It's just straight, nothing on it. So up and down. Rocking up and down. And it opens. This is a really low security lock. What if someone doesn't have a tensioner? Well, you can use any bent piece of metal or wiper blade, things like that. But I'm going to see what I can do with this bobby pin or hair clip or whatever you want to call it. I don't know what this is called. In different countries might call it differently, but they're both to put in long hair. And I'm going to try this straight edge. I'm going to try this as the tensioner. So let's see how I get on. I put this down here. This is for someone who doesn't have any picking tools, to see if they can get into a lock like this. So now up and down, and it's open already. It turned, but it's not strong enough to turn it, so I'm going to get a screwdriver, just turn it the rest of that way. Okay, that just shows what a joke this lock is. So what I want to do is I want to make this stronger by putting security pins in it. I'm going to leave that one alone because I'm not really worried about that one. Okie doke, so this is the deadbolt lock. And another thing I wanted to say is I was sticking all sorts of things in here, but I'm fully prepared to ruin this lock and buy a new one. I just don't stick things into locks that are in use, because there's a high chance you will ruin it. This pin does come out. What's the first rule when gutting a lock? Always use a shim. Put the shim in like this. Oops. Just about push the core out. I want to follow her. I'm not going to replace the pins in here. I'm only going to replace the driver pins for added security. So let's see. Gosh, it's hard to tell which way around this goes. It's sort of curved on the bottom there. Turn it around, and it's sort of curved on the bottom there. Okay, I've put on my powerful glasses, and to me it really doesn't look any different from this end to this end. These are strange driver pins. They're rounded at both ends. Like, it's not very good, because if the driver pin sits on the key pin, because it's curved, it in effect makes the shear line larger, because it's not a crisp shear line. It makes it larger. It makes it easier to pick. Okay, I've got 2 serrated pins here. I had to get these out of another lock. And so how about 2 spools, 2 serrated, and a standard. Now I'm hiding the bitting of the key. I don't want to advertise the bitting of the key too much to my front door. Okay, you can see they're all pretty low. So it means that it should be okay to have, like for example, the spool. It's good that it sits above the shear line, otherwise it would be even easier to pick. So I'm going to put that there. Yeah, it sits above, and above, and a standard to hold things, make it secure. See how the serrations of the pin goes down into the hole, so it will, with tension on the core, give false clicks and make it harder to pick. Because the standards could really hold it together, I'm wondering if I should actually use another spool. So three spools and 2 serrated. That's sitting quite high. Be good if I had another serrated. So 3 serrated and 2 spools. Okay. So this serrated can sit here, and it goes in enough so that it still will engage with those serrations. Okay, so that's how it will be. While we're at it, it might be fun to put in a different type of spring. This one's got some extra turning around the middle to make it behave differently, and it may help against bump attacks. So I could put one of those in the number 1 position, and I want to put another one in the number 5 position. Put in this different sort of spring with maybe some anti-bump to it. Don't know. Okay, so that's pin 3 in the middle. That I'll do first. Put it upside down so that the serrations will engage with the core when it's pushed down. Put this one in like this. No, I won't, because I'm putting it in backwards. Okay. Put it in the right way. Make sure that shim is extended. All these things to think about. All these traps that I'm nearly falling into. Okay, because otherwise the driver pins might get stuck on those that thread, and it could give me a world of grief. Okay, that's in, and now if I lock it, okay, so that stays in because it's locked, but the moment of truth is testing it with the key. Okay, I've got the key. Okay. So I've put the key in. I won't pull it out because I haven't secured it. See if the lock turns. And it doesn't. How have I ruined this lock? Oh, managed to turn it like that. If I pull the key out a little bit, it turns. Why? Well, back to it. So when I put the key in, see how it's all recessed a little bit? But it was like that. These were the original pins, just how it was. I think it's because I made those driver pins not rounded. I made them flat, which effectively made the shear line narrower. So I've tightened the tolerances on this lock. So I think I need to replace those key pins, say, to come completely to the shear line and not be a little bit narrow like they are. Okay, I managed to put some key pins in here so that with the key pushed in, it really seems a lot more flush. So I'm going to put this back together. It's good. It's attached. Check the key still works. Smooth as. Okay. Now to put this back in the door. Okay, I've put it back together and it looks really nice. I'm going to, let's see, open that up. I'm going to see if I can. I've closed that up. I'm going to see if I can pick this open. I've got two of my favourite rakes. I'm going to give it a go. Get the right tension. I'm pulsing the tension slightly and rocking the rake up and down, up and down. I'm going to reset, try that again. It's much harder to pick. I still might get in. I thought I might actually get in after a while with that, but no. Try the other one. Just light tension on the tensioner, pulsing it ever so slightly. Some pins have picked, and I know that because when you let go of the tensioner, I can hear it click, but it's just not opening. I'm going to try another one. I've got two more. Let's see how they go. No. Next one. It's just not happening. But the really good thing about just changing the driver pins is that with the key pins being the same length, the key still works perfectly. I did change the key pins as well, just to make it more secure. But wow, so a combination of those driver pins, anti-bump springs, and making that shear line just so much tighter has made this look so much harder to pick with low skill attacks like rocking, bumping, and raking. Thanks.